Well, look, we want to update you on where we stand with the Supreme Court nominee and the investigation into sexual assault allegations. So here are 5 things to know about it right now. First, we are in the midst of a 1-week FBI investigation. Lawmakers, you may recall, made that decision Friday. FBI agents got to work and began interviewing people this weekend. Who did they interview? Well, Mark Judge, for one. We can't possibly know everyone, but we also know the FBI interviewed Kavanaugh's second accuser. Here she is, Deborah Ramirez. That was yesterday. She accused Kavanaugh of exposing himself at a party at Yale University. Kavanaugh has denied the incident took place. So what about the third accuser, Julie Swetnick? Well, the president said this morning he has no problem with the FBI interviewing her, but her lawyer, as of 4:30 this morning, said the FBI had not contacted his client. Meanwhile, conflicting accounts coming in from Kavanaugh's Yale classmates. One said he was a frequent drinker and became aggressive when drunk. Another classmate said in a statement that he never saw him black out from drinking or act aggressively. As for next steps, the FBI investigation should wrap before the weekend, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said today that the Senate vote will happen this week. And again, Julie Swetnick, let's see, I mean, as the world turns, right? With this, but again, Julie Swetnick, that third accuser, doing the interview for the first time today. So it's interesting to hear it'll be interesting to hear fully what she has to say.
Yeah.
But more importantly, the results of this FBI investigation, which the public won't be privy to all of it, but just what the Senate chooses to disclose.
Okay. And we probably won't hear all of it until next week when it's all done.
I think it should be by the end of this week. It's supposed to be this limited 1-week investigation, and you figured it started, what, Friday? And they were interviewing this weekend.
Right.
So,
expect the unexpected, clearly.